Construction. And building materials. Ever wondering what finishes and materials are suitable to your walls and ceiling? How are they installed and applied using proper tools and equipment? What are their properties and specifications? Let us learn and find out here at the Architecto Vids. Talking about interior wall finishes, the materials are quite delicate and need maintenance. Also, it is composed of different types. The first type that we have is the wood. Wood is one of the most common types used in interiors. It is primarily composed of several coats of wax, shellac, drying oil, lacquer, varnish or paint, and each coat is typically followed by sanding. This material is good for they have the least tendency to shrink, and swells are best for painting. Also, it has good strength across as well as along the panel. Plywood has greater resistance to blows than ordinary wood. This type of finish is actually installed by following these steps. The next type is the gypsum or plaster. Gypsum is one of the best known types of interior finish produced by plaster, in which gypsum is one of the basic ingredients. Some of its properties include the ability to prevent rusting of metal fittings like pipes and increases their durability and give high tensile and flexural strength. This material can be installed by following these steps. Then we have the clay finishes. Clay products of all kinds can be used for interior finishing. Several imitation brick veneer products are made using lightweight aggregates, cement paste, and artificial color. They include common brick, face brick, glazed brick, structural tile, glazed tile, ceramic veneer, ceramic wall tile, and even the ceramic mosaic. This material is commonly installed by the following steps. The next type is the stone finishes. One method of producing this kind of finish is by using solid stone walls and exposing the interior as well as the exterior surface. This material is composed of its main element, silica or silicon dioxide, which is mostly from volcanoes, thus are siliceous. One good thing about it is that it is susceptible to thermal shock, porous, and may stain. They also come with variety of sizes and are commonly 1 to 2 inches thick. This material can be installed by following these steps. Next is the concrete finishes. Concrete finishes utilize a screed to level out the concrete surface. This type includes the plain concrete walls, precast concrete sandwich panel, synthetic stone, and pebble washout finish. It is made up of three basic components: the water, aggregate, and the Portland cement. Cement, which is usually in powder form, acts as a binding agent when mixed with water and aggregates. This material also comes with variety of sizes and thickness, and it is typically installed through these following steps. Then we have the building boards. Building boards are any sheet of building material, often faced with paper or vinyl. They come from different kinds, which include plywood, hardboard, insulating fiberboard, etc. Also, they have a variety of sizes and thickness. Such materials are installed through the following steps. The next type is the wallpaper. This is produced in a wide range of wood grain, fabric, stone, brick, and mural patterns. They consist of a backing ground coat, applied ink, and sometimes paste on the backing used to adhere the paper to the wall. Non-woven backings can be of ground wood, wood pulp, or wood pulp with synthetic materials. Wallpapers can be installed by following these steps. Then we have the wall covering. Wall covering is just similar to wallpapers. It also comes in plain, colors, prints, wood grain mural patterns, or with texture, and about 1,000 different designs and colors, or even photograph and view effects. This material is installed through these following steps. The next type is the glass. Glass is used to different areas, but for interior wall finishes, glass tile or panels are available to use. Ordinary glass is manufactured by the composition of various substances like silica, bleaching powder, oxides and alkaline metals, and lime. It also comes in variety of sizes. Glass materials can be installed by following the steps. Then we have the steel. Steel wall tile are made from thin gauge sheet steel to give them rigidity and coated with porcelain enamel in a full range of colors. It is a good wall material for its strength, toughness, ductility, weldability, and durability. This material also comes with variety of sizes and can be installed through the following methods. Next type is the non-ferrous materials. Aluminum, copper, and zinc are all used to make wall tiles. Copper tile are usually supplied with a burnished finish, while aluminum tile may be enameled or anodized. On the other hand, zinc tile are chrome-plated. These materials are malleable and have high electrical and thermal conductivity. They are non-magnetic and have the property of corrosion resistance. Such materials can be installed by following these steps. Then we have the plastics. Plastics also come with different kinds: the plastic wall tile, plastic laminate, and molded sheet of plastic reinforced with fiberglass. They include material composed of various elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, and sulfur. Most plastics are based on the carbon atom. However, silicons, which are based on the silicon atom, are an exception. Some good things about it are that plastics are just easy to install and are lightweight. Such materials are applied through the following steps. The next type is the paint. Paints are used to cover unsightly surfaces, to provide decoration and to prevent absorption of moisture into the wall, to act as vapor barrier, and to provide a washable surface. All paints generally have four main ingredients: pigments, binders, solvents, and the additives. Pigments provide color and hide, while binders work to bind the pigment together and create the paint film. This material is applied through the following steps. Then, we have the cement plastered finish. This material is prepared in the form of mortar with cement, sand and water in proper proportions, and applied on masonry manually to achieve a smooth finish or sand-faced finish. This material can be applied by following these steps. Next type is the cement textured finish. This is a decorative finish and its mortar is prepared in cement-based material. It is applied with sand-faced plaster with a trowel, and after that, it is colored with paint. This material is installed by the following steps. Then, we have the plaster of Paris finish. Plaster of Paris, or simply plaster, is a type of building material based on calcium sulfate hemihydrates. This is a smooth finish achieved by plaster of Paris generally applied on internal. Such material is installed through the following steps.
Next up, we have the gypsum plaster finish. Gypsum is a soft sulfate mineral composed of calcium sulfate dihydrate. It is widely used as a fertilizer in mold, in sculptures, and as a plaster material. Unlike cement plaster, it doesn't shrink during drying and hardening processes. It is lightweight, non-combustible, prevents rusting of metal fittings, and has low thermal conductivity while giving high tensile and flexural strength. As we know, this finish can be compared to that of the plaster of Paris finish, although the gypsum-based material is widely used to prepare a mortar. It is also more durable and more refined. Moreover, it is also a smooth interior finish and an ideal base for good quality paints and wallpaper finishes. Moving on, we have the glass mosaic finish. Glass mosaic finish is where the tile is pasted with an adhesive on wall surfaces. It is made of small cubes of roughly square pieces of stone or handmade glass enamel of different colors known as tesserae. Some of the earliest mosaics were made of natural pebbles, originally used to reinforce floors. This could also be pasted on curved surfaces. It is glamorous looking and a light-catching cast into ceramic which can transform any space. This kind of finish is commonly used in swimming pools or waterfalls. Would you like to see that shiny, shimmering, splendid kind of finish? I present to you the designer mirror finish. Designer mirrors are obtained by small pieces on walls to create mirror-like design. Colorless glass blocks has 80% of light transmittance, while colored glass blocks has 60% of light transmittance. Next, laminate finish. The laminate finish is an artificial multi-layered material made by pressing thin layers of plastic resins and flat papers. Its top layer is printed with different shades and decorative patterns, and it comes in the form of sheet while it is pasted with Fevicol on plywood. Generally used for cabinet finishes for kitchens, this finish is relatively cost-efficient because of its durability, its decorative ability to imitate rare wood finishes, and most importantly, this laminate doesn't need to be painted, varnished, primed, or scraped over time. Do you want something aesthetically pleasing? Then the marble powder finish is for you. This type of finish is very smooth and it looks precisely like marble flooring. It is obtained by manually applying mortar of marble powder, white cement, and water. They can be polished to a mirror finish and it is translucent wherein light can pass through it to the extent of a few millimeters. Designer Wang Shangwei said, "Marble powder can be seamless without divisions and lines." He added that its texture is warm, comforting, and soft when you touch it, plus it achieves the completeness one is looking for. Wood paneling. Made from wood-based materials that are bonded together with an adhesive, wood panels are typically made of veneer, strands, particles, or fibers bonded with a synthetic or other adhesive cured using heat and pressure. Wood is a superior insulator, naturally resistant to conductivity when dry. Wood panels have natural resistance to certain chemicals and may be treated for enhanced resistance to a wide range of substances. It also has unique properties that allow it to contribute to noise reduction in buildings and industrial applications. All in all, wood paneling is a cosmetic treatment done with wooden panels on the walls in various designs. After wood paneling, we have the tile cladding in the list. Cladding is the covering of one material with another, to provide a weatherproof layer meant to control the infiltration of weather elements. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to provide waterproof protection, but instead a control element one. Different tiles like granite, marble, glazed tiles, or vitrified tiles are used for tile cladding, and it all comes in a wide variety of colors and shapes. The selection of the tiles depends on the place where it is to be applied. Tiles are most often made of ceramic, typically glazed for internal uses, and unglazed for roofing. But other materials are also commonly used such as glass, cork, concrete, and other composite materials and stone. On the other hand, tiling stone is typically made of marble, onyx, granite, or slate. Are you looking for that feeling of being in the sand of the great oceans? Then here's the sand textured finish. Sand textured finish is used to give that fine texture to the wall. It is high-performance wall coating that contains coarser mica and marble to protect the walls, fill hairline cracks, and prevent new ones in the future. This finish is a luxurious coarse texture sand finish that is highly resistant to weathering, although it has one downside. Its grains come out, a reason why it is not commonly used. Next is a stony but stylish type of finish, pebble finish. Pebbles finish is made by pasting small pebbles on the walls with hydraulic cement mortar as an adhesive. This kind of finish is usually preferred for an exterior facade and is commonly used or seen in pools. Yet this is more expensive than the plaster, but it has much longer lifespan on the brighter side. Flakes finish. Flakes finish is used to enhance the elevation treatment of the building, and it creates grainy texture while providing protection. It is majorly used for the exterior facade and interiors, but only to a small extent to avoid chipping off its flakes. It has a similar process to solid color finish, except that the flakes are added to the mixture to achieve the desired look. Furthermore, this can be applied with a trowel on walls over a coat of adhesive. Next on the list is the camphor finish. Camphor finish is also known as fox finish, and this kind of finish is used for the interiors of residences. It gives off that unique aesthetic appeal to the specific place as it mimics wall stone or brick wall effect. The next one we have is similar to plaster of Paris finish and gypsum plaster finish. It is the coral finish. Coral finish is a finish technique that uses two textured acrylic finishes to create the look of a cut coral wall finish. It is a type of plastering material that gives a rough and edgy finish. Often seen in churches that represent the vibe of Renaissance, here we have the last finish, which is the stained glass finish. It consists of pieces of glass whose edges are joined together in some manner. There are two common materials used to join the glass, which are copper foil and lead. This finish requires a lot of creative tasks. Its glass is decorated with etching, frosting, glass pasting, and then colored with suitable colors according to the theme. The stained glass panels are widely used on walls and ceilings. In conclusion, we have 16 types of finishes, and all of them have their purposes and designation. If you are looking for that marblish type of finish, then go for pebbles finish, although mind you, it's really expensive. If your pocket is not ready for that, still, there's a lot of different options to choose from. Explore and think of what matches your envisioned type of wall, and consider its pros and cons to decide what to utilize. Let's move on with exterior walls. Some types of walls can be derived from studs and plates, including the upper floor, ceiling, and roof frame. The second type constitutes both wall and roof framework. However, a solid unit consists of some masonry, hollow block, or solid concrete. Finally, a wall found in large buildings is made from heavy timbers, steel, or reinforced concrete. Now, going for the first kind of exterior wall finishing material, we have the stucco. Stucco is a type of plaster made with Portland cement which is applied to exterior surfaces to form a finished coating. It can be applied directly to masonry walls, but with wood sheeting, it requires that the wires must be used to tie the sheeting and stucco together. The commonly used treatments on finished coat to produce textures are French trowel, Italian finish, modern American, spatter dash, English cottage, and travertine. There are 3 coats or steps on how stucco is applied. First is the first base or scratch coat, second is the second base or brown coat, and finally, we have the final finish coat. The basic composition of stucco is cement, water, and sand, while the traditional stucco is made of lime, sand, and water. Lime is added to increase the permeability and workability of modern stucco. Brick veneer is a method of construction where a wooden or steel frame is concealed with a single layer of bricks as the exterior layer. It offers the same look as the double brick, yet if the bricks were to be removed, the structure would still be able to stand. This means that rather than the brick holding up the property is holding up the brick. This means that the brick is only on the exterior for aesthetic purposes. The colors available are red, pink, white, gray, and brown, while the types available are modular, queen, closure, Roman, Norman, etc. Manufactured stone veneer is often as striking and beautiful as the natural stone it emulates. Also known as foxstone, manufactured stone veneer is a man-made material designed to replicate the look of natural stone in a variety of architectural applications, ranging from exterior facades to unique statement walls. Types of stack available are dry stacked and mortared, while types of stone for cladding are ledge stack, French chateau, river rock, weathered edge, buffstone, split face, ledge stone, pebble stone, sangria, cobble, and stone brick.
Next is the natural stone veneer. These are thin slabs of stones, and the usual stone used are sandstone, limestone, riverstone, adobe gray, slates, and more. Its thickness ranges to 3/4 to 1 3/4 of an inch. They are installed or laid up the same way as bricks in a mortar bed. It can be arranged in different types of cladding, such as ledge stack, river rock, cobble, and more. They are ideal for the reason that they are susceptible to thermal shock and other properties. The surface is porous and may stain. Moving on to the terracotta facing. Most used for buildings with light frame walls known as vitrolite. These are manufactured with natural and aged rock clay without other chemicals and fired at a high temperature. Terracotta cladding is an architectural cladding material that provides certain degree of thermal insulation and weather resistance while creating an aesthetically pleasing facade. It has 2 finishes, the porous type and the polished. One of its significant properties is that it can withstand severe climates and can last long if properly maintained. After that, we have wood sidings. This material is installed on the exterior to protect the building. It can vary from different materials such as vinyl, metal, fiber cement, and wood. These panels comes in different cuts, which are tongue and groove, S-cut, and Rizal cut. Follow that, we have boards and batting. These are applied to a wall vertically with a narrow strip of the same material, nailed over the vertical joints. It comes in different types of board, such as apitong, tangile, pine, rough sod, and plan. Aluminum sidings consist of a single thick metal formed into a required shape. Others have a rigid insulation backing. In addition, a bake-on vinyl enamel is used to produce sidings with a permanently colored surface in a wide range of colors. The shape is either curved or flattened.
One of the significant properties of it is the corrosion resistance, for the main material is aluminum, add the fact that it has an enamel coating. Following the list, we have the metals.
Made of pre-painted, baked-on, zinc-coated galvanized iron used in curtain wall panels. The common metals used are steel, stainless steel, aluminum, iron, brass, and copper. These are then formed into different types, which are the ribbed, plain, and the sloping V. It is known for its durability and fireproof properties. Next is the plywood exterior finish. Marine plywood or waterproof plywood are used for the exterior. These are initially 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch thick, and the usual sizes used are 8 foot in length. Once they are mounted on the wall, they are usually sealed with a sealer to further protect the plywood from wearing off.
After that, we have insulating boards. This material is made from 1/2 inch of a wood fiber board with one face covered with heavy coating of asphalt. Finely crushed slate is embedded in the asphalt in patterns imitating brick, stone, and wood grains. The usual thickness is 11 of 32 inches, but its lightweight, has soundproof qualities, and can easily be processed and used.
Following that, we have the wood shakes and shingles. Wood shingles are sawn on both sides and are thinner at the butt end when compared to a shake. Wood shakes are typically sawn on one side and hand split on the other side, making them thicker than wood shingles. There are two ways in applying shingles or shakes to sidewalls. One is by a single course and the other is by double course. Right next on the list, we have hardboard sidings. 3 methods of application are used. One consists of applying the strips in the same way that bevel siding is applied. Another method is by using rabbeted wood strips at the bottom of each course to accentuate the shadow lines. In the third method, preformed metal strips holds the sidings in place and gives a deep shadow lines. These metal strips have holes drilled in their bottom surface to provide ventilation behind the board. These boards are usually 11 meters thick and have different classes, one of which is tempered, standard, and service. Asbestos is next in line. These are made from a mixture of Portland cement reinforced with asbestos fibers. The Portland cement binds asbestos fibers into a hard mass. While asbestos is fireproof and can help limit or stop the spread of fire, the asbestos was actually added to the cement as a binding agent to lend strength to the material. They are usually white in color. Asbestos are commonly seen as a ceiling material, but most of the time they are also used on walls. They have properties such as great compressive strength and flexural strength. Next are the curtain walls. These are materials which are fastened to the frame and carry no structural load. The steel frame wall and floor decks carry the load. Curtain walls are made of masonry materials, sometimes wood, glass, concrete, and steel. They have good thermal performance, gives moisture control, and holds more great properties. Bricks are made of clay or shale formed, dried, and fired into a manufacturing process. The wall can be made of face brick over a backup wall of common brick, clay tile, or concrete block. They are 65 millimeters thick and sizes can vary from what type of brick it is. The type of bricks include modular, queen, closure, Roman, and many more. They are installed through stacking and pasting them together with mortar. Tiles, ceramic, veneer, terracotta. Structural tiles is used as a backup wall for face brick, facing tiles, stone ceramic veneers, or architectural terracotta. 8-inch true wall glaze or textured tiles can be used alone.
They can be installed in two ways. One would be the adhesion type, where they use mortar, or the anchor type, where the tiles are mounted using steel angles to be able to hold on to the wall. Up next is marble. Stone facing can be used over a backup wall of masonry or supported by a subframe of aluminum or steel. Most marbles are soft and can be polished, which would look really nice for an exterior facade. Thickness of the material can vary from 30 to 90 millimeters. Marbles can come in different types, one of which is the Blanco Macael, Blanco Ibiza, Volacas, and Lilac marble. This is then followed by the next material, which is the precast concrete slab, made up as curtain wall panels using both standard and lightweight concrete. Blocks may have a smooth surface, plain concrete surface, plain concrete with texture surface, or an exposed aggregated surface. The slabs can range from 4 to 12-inch thick.
Washout finishes. These are concrete walls that may be finished with either pebble, glass, or even shell and granite washout. Specifications available for this finish are sand, glass, shell finish, and granite. Installation. Synthetic adobe brick. This is the final coat of cement plaster mixed with grounded adobe stones, grounded brick waste, sometimes mixed with pebbles and seashells for effect. This is then plastered to the wall. When it has hardened, a regular vertical chipping with an axe is done to expose the aggregate. Specifications available for this finish can be plain or it can be colored for effect. The properties of this finish are compressive strength of 2.0 to 5.0 megapascal. Apparent density is 800 to 1,100 kilograms per cubic meter, and frost resistance is 15 times. An adobe brick is a composite material made of earth mixed with water and an organic material such as straw or dung. The soil composition typically contains sand, silt, and clay. Thickness is 65 millimeters. Width is 88.9 to 102.5 millimeters. Length and height is 193.68 to 215 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Sandblasting, also known as abrasive blasting. Sandblasting is a surface finishing process that involves the use of a powered machine to spray abrasive particles under high pressure against a surface. It's called sandblasting because it blasts the surface with particles of sand. As the sand particles strike the surface, they create a smoother and more even texture. Color specifications available for this finish are brown, sand yellow, gray, white, and dark brown. Moreover, the different types of sandblasting are sand pebbles, quartz, freestyle, and standard. Installation. Brands available. Bush hammered finish. A plastered wall which is hammered from a specially designed hammer. This hammer is called a bush hammer, which has a serrated face containing many pyramid-shaped points used to dress a concrete or stone surface. It can be manual or power-driven. Thickness is 6 and 10.5 millimeters. Width is 100 and 150 millimeters. Length or height is 100, 150, 250, and 300 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Glass. Glass is used in curtain wall construction in sheet, block, and tile form. Glass blocks are laid in mortar in stack bond. The entire panel must rest on a resilient pad of some kind so that blocks do not meet the structural frame. Different types of glass walls are silicate, soda lime, glazing window, double glazed, safety glass, tempered, mirrored, tinted, float, stained, or cathedral. Heat transmission ratio of 2.97 watts per meter squared times Kelvin. Soundproof of negative 42 decibel. Light transmittance is colorless glass blocks is 80% and colored blocks are 60%. The glass we encounter most often is silicate glass, which consists mainly of silica or silicon dioxide. Thickness is 1/16 and 3/32 inches. Width is 11.5 and 24 inches. Length or height is 11.5 and 36 inches. Installation. Brands available. Plastic. Plastic panels are produced in flat and corrugated sheets and in sandwich panels. Many of the sheet-type panels are made from fiberglass reinforced polyester plastic. They may be clear, translucent, or colored, commonly used in factory buildings. The properties of plastic are environmentally friendly. It should be noted that polyvinyl chloride is used to produce food packages, tubes, and medical equipment. Fire resistance, moisture resistance, easily installed, has decorative abilities. Plastics are composed of various elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, and sulfur. Most plastics are based on the carbon atom. Thickness is 1.9 to 25 millimeters. Width is 4 and 1/4 and 8.5 inches. Length and height is 4 and 1/4 and 8.5 inches. Installation. Brands available. Logs. Types of logs are half log and full log. Half logs are nailed up just like regular wood siding, except they give off the appearance of a log cabin. These half logs are identical to full logs. This paneling is still made out of real timber and comes in all types of wood, with all types of textures and grains. The properties of logs consist of wood surfaces that have the least tendency to shrink and swells are the best for painting. Other wood properties that affect wood finishing are defects such as knots and colored materials, extractives in the wood. Other wood properties that affect wood finishing are defects such as knots and colored materials, extractives in the wood. The chemical composition of wood varies from species to species, but is approximately 50% carbon, 42% oxygen, 6% hydrogen, 1% nitrogen, and 1% other elements, mainly calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium, iron, and manganese by weight. The thickness of these finish are 90, 28, 35, and 44 to 70 millimeters. Wood. Wooden ceiling boards usually look classic and natural. They can be used for both interior and exterior purposes. Different types of wood available are teak, nara, ipil, mahogany, acacia, oak, and pine. Colors are dependent on the type of wood. Moreover, wood cuts available are plain sawn, quarter, and drift. A property of wood is being non-resistant to termites and weather conditions, which may cause them to bend or swell. The chemical composition of wood varies from species to species, but is approximately 50% carbon, 42% oxygen, 6% hydrogen, 1% nitrogen, and 1% other elements, mainly calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium, iron, and manganese by weight. Thickness 9.5, 12.7, 15.9, and 19 millimeters. Width is 600 millimeters. Length and height is 600, 1,200, and 1,800 millimeters. Installation: gypsum. Gypsum ceiling boards come in many different patterns. They are suitable for interior purposes such as the living room or the bedroom. A color available for gypsum is gray, but it can be painted. Properties of gypsum are light and easy to install without revealing the seams, sturdier and more durable, but it is not resistant to water or moisture. They easily become soft. Gypsum is calcium sulfate. Refined gypsum in the anhydride form or no water is 29.4% calcium and 23.5% sulfur. Thickness is 6, 9, 12.5, and 15 millimeters. Width is 600, 900, and 1,200 millimeters. Length or height is 1,220, 1,800, and 2,400 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Vinyl. Vinyl ceiling boards are light, resistant to water and moisture. They also do not swell or bend easily, and you do not need to paint before using it. Common design for vinyl are wood, brick, tile, mosaic, and slate. Furthermore, colors are dependent on what type of design is used. Vinyl is composed of two simple building blocks: chlorine, based on common salt, and ethylene from crude oil. Thickness is 9.5 and 12.5 millimeters. Width is 600 millimeters. Length or height is 1,200 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Fiber cement. Fiber cement products come in a variety of patterns such as strip boards like Shera Strip, Shera Ceiling Board, Shera Vent Ceiling, and Shera Deco Board, and many more. A color that is available is usually gray, but it can be painted. A property of fiber cement is that it is durable against weather conditions and resistant to fire. Fiber cement is a composite material made of cement reinforced with cellulose fibers. Cellulose fiber thickness is 6, 9, and 12 millimeters. Width is 600 millimeters. Length or height is 1,200 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Drywall. A drywall ceiling is typically installed directly to the joist of the ceiling by taping the joints. The most common drywall textures include orange peel, splatter, and popcorn. Different types of drywall are regular drywall or whiteboard, green board, blue board, paperless, purple, type X, and soundproof. The ability to reduce noise, resist mold and mildew, offer accessibility to pipes, ductwork, and wiring, and can be heavy and bulky are properties of a drywall. Drywall is made of gypsum, calcium sulfate dihydrate, paper, and additives such as mica, clay, and resin. Thickness is 1/4, 1/2, and 5/8 inches. Width is 2 and 4 feet. Length or height is 2, 8, 12, and 16 feet. Installation. Brands available. Plaster. This is a versatile material that can be applied to any surface, such as stone, brick, or wood. What's more is that plaster can be easily molded into decorative patterns just like drywall. Types of plaster finish: smooth cast, wrap cast, sand face, pebbled dash, scrape, deputer, and textured. The properties of plaster are lightweight in nature, easy to cut and modify, affordable, aesthetically versatile, and it is low maintenance. Plaster is composed of a few common materials, namely gypsum, lime, or cement. Thickness is 6, 9, 12.5, 15 millimeters. Width is 600, 900, and 1,200 millimeters. Length or height is 1,220, 1,800, and 2,400 millimeters. Installation. Brands available. Metal. Stamped metal is a highly decorative material used for ceilings, especially for thin ceilings. It comes with a 3D pattern that can be painted on if desired. The metal ceiling can be finished using copper or chrome as a decorative feature. Common colors available for metal are colonial red, slate blue, mansard blue, bone white, regal blue, dark bronze, and almond. Different types of metals are aluminum, brass, copper, steel, tin, nickel, and titanium. The properties of metal are durability, humidity resistant, fire resistant, and demountable. Metal ceiling panels are all antibacterial tiles which are press-formed from aluminum alloy series 3000 or mild steel and factory finish with an electrostatically applied polyester powder of 70 to 90 microns. Suspension components are made from galvanized steel or and pre-painted steel or aluminum. Thickness is 0.4 to 1.2 millimeters. Width is 300 to 600 millimeters. Length or height is 300 to 1,200 millimeters. Installation. Fiberglass tile. Fiberglass tiles for ceilings are usually made from glass fibers in polymer coating and considered to be a low-cost alternative to wood. One common variety is polyester resin fiberglass, a liquid resin polymerized into a solid and resistant to most solvents. Color is usually white. The properties of fiberglass tiles are superior thermal and sound absorption properties, manufactured from high-density, third-generation glass wool, non-sensitive, lightweight, and without sagging, wrapping or delimiting, moisture-resistant, and fire-resistant. The thickness of this finish is usually from 1/16 to 1/2 inches.